Good morning, ninjas. If you're new here, my name is Melanie Hind, aka Princess Ninja, aka the Keto Critic. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about a high calorie day yesterday. So I started keto, and I do not lose weight as quickly as others do on this plan. As a matter of fact, my average weight loss is about 2 pounds a month. And you might say to yourself, well, then why are you doing it? If you're new to keto, this is not a quick weight loss solution. Yes, you will lose water weight at first and you will drop it rapidly. It is a known fact that carbohydrates hold more water than protein and fat does. So the initial whoosh that you get keto, good morning, Machina. The initial whoosh that you get on keto is mostly water weight. That's a fact. I know people want to say, I lost 10 pounds, and they want to think it's 10 pounds of fat, but it just doesn't work that way. Okay, so I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm just saying that there's people out there like me who lose weight very quickly or lose weight very slowly. And then there's others that have much more success, but don't compare yourself to somebody else, right? So let's back up. For about 6 weeks, you guys know I was stalled and I kind of teeter-totted between 205 and 207 for about 6 weeks. That's a long time to be stuck. And it starts getting frustrating. You start feeling overwhelmed. You start second guessing yourself. You start wondering, what can I do different? What am I doing wrong? And so I started to make small changes. The reason is that if you panic and you make a bunch of changes at one time and then all of a sudden you drop weight, how are you going to know what change you made that worked? How are you going to know? You're not. You're going to be like, oh, I changed all that and it's working now. But you don't want to take too much away from yourself. So you do it slowly. It's a process. If you can have some self-control and just trust the process, trust that this is going to work. So the first thing I did, I took an honest look at my calories on my Carb Manager app. Now, there are a lot of people out there that say calories don't matter on keto. They would, sometimes that's correct. If you still have a great metabolism, if you haven't been overweight that long, if you don't have insulin resistance, diabetes, PCOS, thyroid issues, adrenal gland issues, then yes, you could probably get away with a 2,000 to 2,500 calorie ketogenic diet and still shed fat. That's a fact. I know people, I follow them on YouTube, that consume up to 3,000 calories a day, and I am so jealous. For myself, when I initially started keto, the goal was, let's get the carb thing down packed. Once I got the carbohydrates and the macronutrients down packed, took me about 3 to 4 weeks before I was comfortable and before I really kind of understood. So now it's at a point where when I first went, I kind of had to plan out my grocery list and say, well, gosh, I can buy this, this, and this, but how am I going to pack that in a lunch? Or how am I going to create a meal plan that's going to give me 75% fat at the end of the day? So now it's second nature. Now I'm pretty much the type of person that once I find something that works for me, I will eat it every day. I don't need a lot of variety, even though I'm an excellent cook and I do try different things. And I'm going to start doing recipe reviews. My life is just crazy right now. Gosh, guys, I'm working so many hours and not like so many, how do I say this? There's some I got some private, personal, emotional things going on with me right now that I really, at this time, I don't want to share. I don't want to make publicly known. I don't know. I just, so I've got some emotional turmoil going on inside of me right now, just about some things about my future. And I know you can't control your future, but they're big. It's a big deal. It is really a big deal. And I'm getting nervous about my cardiologist appointment coming up with my pacemaker. I'm really hoping with all of my heart, that was kind of redundant. I'm really hoping that I can start really focusing and working out, because I know that's going to intensify how foggy is it today? I am so distracted by that. So I'll get to another story in a minute, but so I'm worried. My heart's not going to get better. Okay. I don't want to say this like I don't want you to think I want your sympathy. I don't want your sympathy. Please know that I have given my life to Jesus Christ, that I am saved. Jesus is my Lord and Savior. I have been redeemed. I have been baptized. And even though I'm not your picture perfect Christian, I don't go to church every Sunday. I work on Sundays, which you shouldn't because it's the Sabbath. There's a lot of things, but I believe in the Lord. So, just know that when it's my time to go, that I'm okay. But what I know is that my heart is going to continually slow down. It's going to be my life 10, 15 years from now is going to involve me being on oxygen 24/7, because even though the pacemaker will keep my heart from stopping, it's not going to make my heart go. You get what I'm saying? So, I guess I'm struggling with a lot of those things. But anyway, I got a lot of emotional things going on with me right now. So how do I do this? Okay, so one of the first things I did when I was going to try to walk you in the woods because this looks so spooky out here. But I don't know if you can see me anymore. Anyway, so one of the first things I did when I hit this massive plateau of mine, when my weight loss stuck, was I unsynced my Fitbit from my Carb Manager. So Carb Manager is the app that I use to track my keto macros. And I had my Fitbit linked to the app. And what would happen is if I consumed 2,000 calories, no, that's okay. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. So if I consumed 2,000 calories, but let's say like a walk like this morning, let's say I burned 300 and something calories, then my Carb Manager would tell me that I had 2,000 calories plus those 300 and some calories left to eat. And as someone that doesn't make the greatest food and eating choices, seeing that on the app created a situation where I'm like, okay, yeah, I can have that because, technically I did go for a walk today. The reality is that my metabolism is not 20 years old anymore. The reality is that I have destroyed my metabolism from being a chronic yo-yo dieter. The reality is that when I'm out here walking, I am really not getting my heart rate up that high. I'm really not working that hard. So technically speaking, even though Fitbit thinks that I did this amazing cardio workout, technically speaking, I didn't earn those calories. So the first thing I did was unsync my Fitbit to from my carb app. I want to see really, what am I eating? What am I eating and how much am I eating? And I was actually quite disappointed in myself to find that I was probably averaging about 25 to 3,000 calories. For someone like myself, that's not good. My metabolism can't handle that, especially given the fact that I am not fat adapted yet. Not 100%. I believe I'm about 80% there. That's another video. So that was the first thing I did. The next thing I did was I slowly started focusing. Okay, I'm going to unsync my Fitbit, and the weight started moving. So I'm like, okay, I was just eating too much. I'm still not happy with the rate of weight loss and fat loss. So I said, how can I make another small adjustment? So I said, okay, let's take a look at how much protein I'm eating. And I adjusted that down. Now the Carb Manager app, once you put in your statistics, gives you an idea of how much you're supposed to eat. But it's just an idea, and it's based on averages and normal people. And I say normal because someone with a normal metabolism, someone with normal issues, someone that doesn't have a slow heart rate, someone that doesn't have PCOS. You know, it just gives you normal. So I thought to myself, okay, now I have I've unsynced my Fitbit. Now what do I do next? And I started focusing on protein. Carb Manager had me consuming over 100 grams of protein a day. The problem with that is being insulin resistant. Protein, your body's only going to use what it uses. And because I don't know how many grams my body uses a day, it's not a simple, okay, if I eat 50 grams and I work out for 15 minutes and 20 seconds today, I'm going to burn exactly 50 grams because I don't know what my body burns. Anything left over is stored just as if I ate sugar, just as if I ate an apple, just as if I ate a potato. Okay, so I scaled back and I said, okay, I went into my Carb Manager adjustments, my goals, and I adjusted my protein and I scaled that back 20 grams. So now I'm at 70 grams, 80 grams of protein, which also upticked my fat count, and I adjusted my calorie count. Just by 100 calories, just by 100, that's it. So I made those adjustments and I followed that for a week and I saw another half a pound drop on the scale. I'm like, okay, we're headed in the right direction. So over the last month, I've also started calorie cycling. Okay. So like yesterday I had 1,200 calories and that doesn't include my Fitbit calories. Now, according to my Fitbit calories, I walked 8,000 steps yesterday. According to my Fitbit, I burned 2,386 calories yesterday. Or not yesterday, the day before. I'm so sorry. Let me back up the truck. Okay. Not yesterday, the day before. Yesterday was high calorie. So not yesterday, the day before, my calorie intake was actually 1,100 calories. My Fitbit, I walked 9,000 something steps. My Fitbit had me burning 2,700 calories for the day. So that's a pretty big calorie deficit. Even if the Fitbit was off by 20%, that'd be what, minus 500? So that'd still be a 2,200 calorie burn. And I consumed 1,100. So you'd still be looking at 1,000 calorie deficit. So what I've been trying to do is every 3 days. So I've been doing 1,200 calories, 1,200 calories, 1,200 calories. And then I try to do like a 2,000 calorie day. The reason I'm doing that is, number one, is I don't want my metabolism to figure out what I'm doing. I want to keep it guessing. Number two, if I'm hungry, I'm going to eat. Because if I don't eat when I'm hungry, I'm just going to set myself up for a binge. Everything I ate yesterday, even though I went way over, everything I ate yesterday was keto friendly. So there's that. I just ate too much of what I ate. I probably ate a few more almonds than I should have. But everything I ate was healthy. So I made my Alice Springs Outback chicken and I took leftovers to lunch. So I was already at about 50 grams of protein just with that one entree. So that only left me like 20 grams left. So as you can see, I still had 8 carbohydrates left. So I only consumed 12 net carbs. I didn't consume any sugar. So it's not like a cheat day. You know what I'm saying? It was just a high calorie day. What shocked me was my blood glucose this morning. My blood glucose this morning was 101. That's crazy. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out my blood glucose and what causes some mornings to be high. Now, here's what I have noticed this week. So we took my stepfather out for his birthday the other night when we went to Olive Garden. I had their herbed salmon with steamed broccoli and a salad with no onions, no croutons. So I kept it keto. Anyway, I ate late. Last night I ate late and now I'm waking up. So I've been stuck under the whole don't eat anything after 7 because your metabolism slows down. However, I also have dawn phenomenon, which is something very typical to type 2 diabetics. And it's where you can go to bed with a blood sugar of 90 and wake up in the morning with a blood sugar of 120. You know what? I'm just doing a low calorie day today, Sheena. We're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. So, with the dawn phenomenon, sometimes I wake up in the morning, my blood sugar's like 115, 120, even though when I went to bed it was 100. And I had nothing to eat all night. It's just your body dumping glucose. Your body's dumping. So once again, we talk about all that excess protein. That's why I scaled back on my protein. But you don't want to scale back too far because then you'll cause muscle loss. So keep that fat high, keep that protein moderate, and keep the carbs low. So today, I have packed a fresh baby spinach salad. I'm keeping it low carb, all low carb vegetables. I've got some broccoli sprouts in there. I've got, what else do I have? I brought myself some pumpkin seeds. I made my own honey mustard dressing, which is very high fat, keto friendly, no sugar, delicious. I love honey mustard. I brought myself some smoked salmon, like 1 2-ounce smoked salmon fillet and an ounce of Swiss cheese. Altogether, my lunch today comes to 628 calories, but I'm going to keep my dinner calories very low tonight. Very low. High fat, low calorie. I know that sounds impossible, but I can do it. And I'm going to do that probably just by making some kind of sauce, whether it be for the meat, whether it be because my protein's going to be low. Yes, I'm seeing that, but every once in a while, like Sheena, I'll have like 100. Next day will be 107. Next day will be 110, and then I'll have like 125, and I'm like, what is that? So usually when I check my protein, I find that my protein went well over 90 grams. Which means my body didn't use it. But the good thing about this is that I'm learning, okay, my body doesn't need more than 70 grams of protein in a day. Just because an app tells you that you're allowed to eat it doesn't mean that you should. You know, you have to do what's right for your body. You have to find the thing, but not every day on keto is going to be a great day. Not every day on keto is going to be what you call a success. Some days on keto, you're going to look at your macros and you're going to think, what the? Some days on keto, you're going to be hungry. And I mean, like, you've gone days, but your body is just this wonderful machine. And I firmly am so secure now in the keto process that if I'm hungry, I am not going to starve myself because I'm just going to be setting myself up for a binge later. And we're not binging anymore. But, so that's what I'm doing now. So I'm doing 3 lower calorie days, keeping them between 1,200 and 1,500. Please understand my average Fitbit says that on average I burn between 2,500 and 3,000 calories a day. So, that's not too bad. But I don't believe that this is 100% accurate, and I've proven that because, you know, according to them, I should be able to eat like 2,300 calories a day, and whenever I go over 1,500 calories, I get a stall in my weight but I think it's just because I've just screwed up my metabolism. So I'm fixing one thing at a time, primarily my insulin sensitivity and my glucose numbers. Once I have that under control, then I'll start tweaking the diet, and I'll be okay if I don't lose weight for 6 months doing these experiments. I really will, because even though I'm not losing a lot of weight, I'm losing a ton of inches. Like I said at that video a few days ago, it's only been 2 weeks since I did my measurements, and I'm already down another half an inch on my waist, even though the scale's really not moving that much. So screw the scale. Anyway, so that's where I'm at. But the reason that I put posts like this out here is so that if you're doing keto and you're becoming discouraged, or you feel like, oh man, I ate too much yesterday, I blew it, it's okay. Brush it off, get back up, and keto on. Anyway, I hope you guys all have an amazing day. These videos are getting very long, and I'm trying not to do that. But I love you. Thank you, as always, Sheena, for coming in and showing me some love. Look how foggy it is today. It's crazy out here. We got a cold front coming through. I'm so excited. It's supposed to get down to 50-something degrees this weekend. Woo! We've been in the 90s. It was the hottest September since 1880. We had so many days that were well over 100 degrees. I mean, it was ridiculous here in Florida. So you have a great day. Thanks for coming in. If you haven't already, please give this a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead, hit that red subscribe button. And if you want more of this, go ahead and hit that notification bell. You guys have a glorious day.